Imagine wandering through life in your 30s, grappling with career setbacks, crumbling relationships, and the haunting guilt of missed family moments. Doesn't that feel like a universal struggle that's rarely captured on screen? But here's where it gets intriguing. A new film called Alone Together by director Ben Sharrock is stepping into that gap, offering a fresh perspective on those wayward adults who are reevaluating their paths long after their college days. And this is the part most people miss. It's not just a rom-com. It's a deep dive into existential themes that might just spark debates about what it means to truly find oneself in a chaotic world. Sharrock is chatting with us from a breathtaking desert landscape in Jordan, the video call showcasing a vast valley framed by sandy mountains and a brilliant blue sky, with a solitary green tree providing shade. "I'm right near the Dead Sea at the moment," he shares with The Hollywood Reporter. "We've spent several days here and soon we're off to southern Jordan." The Scottish filmmaker is in Oman, scouting locations for his upcoming project, Alone Together, slated for the AFM market. Pre-production is ramping up for shoots in March and April of next year, but excitement is already building thanks to the praise his 2020 film Limbo received. Starring Amir El-Masry, Limbo follows 4 asylum seekers on a remote Scottish island, attending cultural classes while their refugee applications linger. Planned for Cannes before the pandemic disrupted everything, Sharrock's debut resonated deeply, earning him the Youth Jury Prize at San Sebastian, the Grand Prix at Brussels International Film Festival, and BAFTA nods for Outstanding Debut and Outstanding British Film. He even swept the BAFTA Scotland Awards, taking home trophies for Best Director, Best Writer, and Best Feature Film. Now, Sharrock reunites with El-Masry for Alone Together, casting rising stars Callum and Adria Arjona in lead roles as 2 aimless individuals whose fates intertwine during an unexpected downpour in a fictional Middle Eastern city. "It's essentially a snapshot of a moment in time," Sharrock explains, but it tackles profound ideas about romance, heartbreak, and the sorrow that follows loss. Turner portrays Sam, a British director in the midst of a personal meltdown, traveling to the Arabian desert for work. His professional life is faltering. He's nearing a divorce, and he's tormented by neglecting his young son. Amid a freak storm, he forms a brief but intense bond with the alluring Inma, played by Arjona, drawing 2 outsiders together in an unfamiliar environment. Yet, as the plot summary hints, this isn't your typical romance. These are grown-ups weighed down by their histories, unable to escape the shadows of their pasts. The screenplay flowed effortlessly for Sharrock, who describes his Lost in Translation-inspired movie as a much-needed spotlight on people in their mid to late 30s. Cinemas often focus on 20-somethings figuring out their first jobs post-graduation, he notes. But society has evolved, and this story addresses a delayed self-reflection, a kind of midlife reassessment, rather than a traditional coming-of-age tale. For beginners wondering about this, think of it as exploring how adults in their 30s might suddenly question their life choices, much like someone in their 20s does with career paths, but with added layers of family responsibilities and past regrets. Sharrock dives deeper into Alone Together in this interview, which is set to launch international sales at AFM via HanWay Films. He chats about the grueling yet rewarding aspects of scouting spots in the Middle East, how Limbo's accolades have encouraged him to stay true to his distinctive style, and why Turner, Arjona, and El-Masry were captivated by the script. It delves into humanity in a uniquely tailored way, which I believe is what attracted them. Ben, you're reaching out from Oman. Can you walk us through the location scouting process? It's been fantastic, though demanding, he replies. Long days start at dawn and stretch into evening. We've scouted in Oman too, a few months ago, where the heat was unbearable. Think 38 degrees Celsius even at night, leaving us soaked in sweat. Here, the climate is milder. We've explored the city and are now heading south. I'm near the Dead Sea right now, nestled in a narrow valley between mountains. The scenery is mesmerizing, with a top-notch local crew supporting us. To give some background, the story unfolds in a desert setting, correct? Yes, the narrative alternates between the deserts of northern Oman, known for its dramatic fjord-like landscapes and jagged peaks, and a made-up, bustling Middle Eastern urban center, akin to Dubai but imagined anew. Is filming in the Middle East more budget-friendly than in the U.S.? Absolutely. It's often cheaper than U.S. productions, and Jordan offers excellent tax breaks, VAT rebates, and incentives, Sharrock confirms. Oman has fewer perks, but our specific site there is one of a kind, hard to replicate elsewhere. Ultimately, our decisions are driven by what's best for the story, visually and creatively. The film's aesthetics are crucial, so location takes precedence. Shooting hasn't begun, but with stellar sights and talent in place. Does the fictional city make this a fantasy tale? By keeping it non-specific, I create a hybrid world that's partly real and partly dreamlike. He says, "This is my approach. Limbo used a secluded Scottish island, filmed on Uist in the Outer Hebrides, to blend reality with surreal elements, and my first film, Picadero, did the same. It lets me experiment with tone, add absurdity or humor, and steer clear of real-world political nuances by avoiding pinpointed locations. This freedom enhances the emotional core. What can you reveal about the storyline? Without spoilers, it's about two people at crossroads searching for direction, perhaps waiting for salvation. Their paths cross in a rare storm in the urban setting, leading to a meaningful encounter that prompts self-discovery and forward momentum. It's a momentary slice-of-life drama, touching on big ideas like romance, grief from lost love, and the complexities of parenting. There's an existential edge, romantic sparks, serious undertones, yet a light-hearted humor, with hints of magical realism and subconscious exploration. Think influences from Haruki Murakami, plus that lost in translation feel of strangers connecting in an alien place. This seems quite different from Limbo. Does that reflect your directorial preferences? Do you stick to a formula or embrace diversity? It surprised me how quickly it emerged, Sharrock admits. It wasn't premeditated, the themes drove it. Limbo explored the refugee crisis through personal stories, humanizing a global issue. Here, I focus on themes like fatherhood, separation, and love's loss, in a more universally relatable yet indirect manner, similar to Limbo's approach of reframing broad topics through intimate lenses. It's fascinating how it just poured out. Was there a particular spark? A blend of influences, he reflects. It's centered on individuals in their mid-30s confronting identity crises. As a new dad to a 4-year-old and someone who's navigated a breakup, I drew from that. It questions family norms, challenging the traditional nuclear model we've grown up with. In a world where families come in all shapes, this brings hope and understanding. For those new to these ideas, this could mean exploring how non-traditional families, like single-parent households or blended ones, are portrayed more positively, sparking debates on societal expectations. Cinemas typically feature young adults navigating post-college life, but the world has shifted. So, this film examines a later-in-life self-examination. Not quite a coming-of-age, but a re-evaluation in the prime of adulthood. And unlike stories of retirees looking back, this hits right in the middle of life's chaos. Tell us about landing Callum and Adria, two hot talents that must have been thrilling. Exhilarating, he says. They're phenomenal performers at pivotal career stages, with magnetic on-screen charisma. Their chemistry will shine, and I'm eager to see how their paths evolve. We're all excited to collaborate. This might be bold, but what drew them to you and the script? They adored Limbo and its distinct vision. While I can't speak for them, I think they seek bold, visionary projects. They've called it unique for its deep exploration of human essence in a distinctive style. That's the appeal. Limbo's awards must have boosted your confidence as a rising director. Definitely. It empowers you to persist with your unique voice, Sharrock notes. Success affirms staying authentic, even if it means forging your own path instead of directing others' scripts or TV shows. Are you hopeful for cinema's future? Optimism is key. Pessimism doesn't help. Challenges abound, but there's a hunger for daring, impactful auteur films. Like Limbo, Alone Together aims to evoke emotion, the true magic of movies. Audiences crave that connection. Would you gladly keep casting Amir? Oh, in every one. Strong partnerships built on trust are invaluable for creative synergy. Is your mind solely on this film, or are future ideas brewing? Right now, it's all about this project. I want to stay focused, but I'm developing other ideas gradually. Shooting's planned for March, April next year, and I'm dedicated to making a masterpiece. But here's where it gets controversial. In a film industry obsessed with youth and spectacle, is Alone Together really overdue representation? Or does it risk romanticizing midlife crises as just another feel-good trope? And this is the part most people miss. By blending magical realism with real-world grief, does it trivialize serious issues like divorce and absentee parenting? Or does it offer a cathartic escape? What do you think? Does cinema need more stories of 30-somethings finding themselves? Or should we push for even more diverse narratives that include underrepresented voices beyond age? Share your thoughts in the comments. Are you with Sharrock on this belated self-reassessment? Or do you see it as reinforcing outdated ideals of personal reinvention? Let's discuss.